Hey, Mike from the future here. So, this is a little embarrassing. So the long and the short of it is, I know this was like a very long time that this was, you know, sent out. The long and the short of it is, life did happen, and hopefully, or in my case, I will do better next time in editing out these videos. So yeah, thank you for stopping by. I hope you're having a good day. All that stuff. So yeah, once again, apologies on how long this took. A lot of stuff just kept happening in my life that kind of prolonged this review. So we're gonna hopefully in a couple days there we'll have a very quick follow up. So yeah. Well, anyways, again, thanks for stopping by, and hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Right now, and we are recording.
Ready.
Okay, so we still don't have a fucking intro. So,
Who did?
um,
I did?
well, I guess I'll just keep saying what I keep saying. Hello, YouTube world. Welcome back to Doesn't Make the Cut.
Yes, welcome back, everyone. We're here to talk about the um, sixth episode of the Book of Boba Fett.
Do we want to do spoilers, or do we go in like non-spoiler for the first 5 minutes and then talk spoilers later?
I think we should just talk spoilers. So if you have,
Okay.
yeah, if you haven't watched the chapter 6 of the Book of Boba Fett yet, pause this right now, go check it out, then come back.
Yeah, yeah. We'll be here waiting for y'all. So, anyways, Wednesday is always a good day. It takes me back to when I was a kid and like always excited for the next episode of whatever it is I'm watching. So, I am liking this format. It is hella nostalgic.
It is, man. It really is. Like bringing it back to, yeah, back when you'd be waiting for that the show that you'd be waiting for weekly. And we live in such like a productive, like, when it comes to movies and TV shows, where something new is coming out like right around the corner. And it's amazing that a lot of the Star Wars slates are coming in on, like, on a day like a Wednesday or something, to give you something to look forward to, especially in the world and times we live in right now.
Disney really did start something because, Netflix, Amazon, and what have you, they always used to just drop the entire season, and which is absolutely fine. But sometimes when I binge through stuff, I'm surprised how much I forgot when I come back to that season like a year later.
Yeah. Oh, and it's like you're getting so much into things. Like, I don't know, like every time I finish this series, I don't know if you get this like this too, but um you know you just put so much time and so much effort into it. Like, afterwards it feels like you got to take a little break. Like like
Mm-hmm.
like, I remember a while back we were talking about like the Witcher series, which I still haven't
Yeah.
seen season 2 yet. But when I watched season 1, I was just so into it, so deep embodied, and like just like loved every minute of it. But afterwards, I didn't think I started a series for like another like almost 2-3 months after that, because it was
Yeah.
just like, it was so much. It's like you gotta put so much time out of your day. So I mean, having something that comes out once a week, you're able to really digest it. Checking out reviews, checking out, looking up more on, like, if you're into like looking at the theories and stuff like that, like the content's out there. And so, yeah, we live in such a really, really good age where, you can really deep dive into stuff like that.
Yeah. I agree. It is a lot of time and effort that you do have to put in to well, in this case we watch it, we review it, we edit it, we distribute it. So I think today we are very spoiled to content, to the point where it's a little unfortunate that sometimes it feels like we are getting desensitized to content.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm in full agreement there. Like, so spoiled that you can, like, people get fatigued of of watching something because it's coming out. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right, man.
Yeah. Um. Right. So, chapter 6, From the Desert Comes a Stranger. We'll talk about the stranger later, because someone shows up, which, A, I was not expecting, and B, I'm happy they're there.
Hell yeah. Oh my god, man. Was this episode freaking epic? Holy
It's
shit.
really weird that this show put us on a roller coaster ride. Like, sometimes, like, there's like a lukewarm start. I was like, oh, that wasn't bad. And the second one, just like, it just kept putting us in our ups and downs. And it wasn't until, unfortunately, Din showed up, and he's like, "Hold my beer. I'll save your cute little show." So
Yeah, in that in one hand, it's awesome, like
yeah,
the amount of characters that we're seeing right now. But yeah, man, like what's up with that? Like the past two episodes, like, for it's like we're seeing what we talked about last time. It's like a prologue to the next season of The Mandalorian because yeah, like what happened to Boba, man? He's in the back burner right now, and he's kind of, I don't know, like what happened? What happened?
yeah. I am going to double down on Favreau. Maybe he didn't really. He probably was not expecting Disney or Lucasfilms to come in and say, "Yo, write something else. Write Boba Fett," and they're like, "Oh shit, okay." So I think he just needed more time. I think he needed another draft, maybe two, before he could, you know, get this shit in.
Yeah, yeah, no, you're right, and thinking that you know w- what's we're seeing right now is probably going to be leading up to something a lot bigger than it is right now. And yeah, I mean that could be the case because I remember when towards the season finale of The Mandalorian season 2, um and it said the book of Boba Fett's gonna be coming out. Like I remember I was just so
Mm-hmm.
shocked because I didn't hear anything about this. I was like, what
Yeah.
the hell? Like he's gonna be coming out with his own series and like it's coming out next year. And so yeah, I mean, it could be just like, just they probably already had this storyline for the Mandalorian. They probably just wanted to ease it into now because you got a series like the Obi-Wan series, the Andor series, the Ahsoka series. Like you already have so much that's coming out. Like,
Mm-hmm.
putting it into, and in something like the Book of Boba, like, it's yeah, you're probably absolutely right on that one there.
Yeah. Well, let's hope all that build up is, well, like, will at least have like a satisfying ending. My fear is that they're just going to let history repeat itself, and you know what? Boba Fett is going to get Boba Fett again. He's going to fall into another hole. So
Oh man. Oh, I hope not. I hope not, man. Yeah, because there's one more episode after this,
yeah,
and
it's bittersweet.
so there, yeah, there. I mean, man, there was a lot to deep dive into this episode here. Um,
Yeah, I wonder if it's gonna be like a long ass episode. Like whether it's like an hour and a half or 2 hours.
yeah, I mean that'd be nice because they have a lot to bookend. I mean, there's no confirmation right now on if Boba Fett's gonna be getting a season 2. Um, so
I hope so.
yeah,
Like, give him some justice, because what are your thoughts on this episode here?
dude, it was awesome. It it was
Yeah.
it was from starting from the beginning. Okay, we're in Tatooine, and we're
Mm,
in we get to see some a spice meet up here, and
yeah.
we see oh shit, what's the pikes, some
The Pikes. Yeah,
yes,
the Pikes.
some of the pikes, and then oh man, freaking Timothy Oliphant, Cobb, what is his name, Cobb Vanth,
Called Vant. Yeah.
shows up, freaking does his stance, and man, it's cool seeing him in this. I really enjoyed him from episode 1 of the season 2 of Mandalorian, and I'm glad they brought him back into this. Um, Overall, man, like we saw so much, like we said, heavy spoilers. Um, we got to see freaking Ahsoka and Luke Skywalker in, well, it's a DH Luke Skywalker from Mark Hamill, but we got to see them together, and
Yeah.
like,
So we see Ahsoka interact with two generations of Skywalkers.
yeah, like, and then to even make reference on it too, and oh man, just so much. Like, we got to see what Din was working on, in a couple in the last episode of what he was working on for Baby Yoda, for Grogu.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, just so much diving in, and then towards the end, able to see Din meeting up with Boba and his crew, and leading into what's gonna be going on in the big freaking thing at the end, man. Oh my goodness, just so much I really enjoyed. Yeah, Boba felt like he was on the back burner of of this episode
Again for
again.
the
Yeah.
third. Yeah. Yeah. I am glad my boy Timmy did come back. He really puts in the western along with his rival, which over here now, Cad Bane has returned, and he's just as menacing as he was in Clone Wars.
Dude, he is fucking scary looking in a live action. Holy shit.
I know, like when on the silhouette when he first showed up, I'm like, at first, like I was trying to figure out who the hell is that, but as soon as I got a better look, I saw the hat. I'm like, no, they didn't bring him back, did he? So
Man, I popped big time when I saw that. And they brought back the same voice actor from the Clone Wars.
yeah, Corey Burton, I think his name was.
Yeah, yeah. Holy shit.
So they're like, I felt like a kid at Christmas. I was like I was so hype. I was like, it's fucking Cat Bane, and it's my girl was with me, and she's like, who the hell is that? And I'm like, I'll explain later. So
I know, right? Oh my god. I know, like, seeing, man, like, it's amazing able to see, because a lot of the stuff from the animated series come into live action, like finally, like it's amazing even to see Rosario Dawson as which is perfect casting as Ahsoka, um returning again. And I know that was that made me hype for her own standalone series that's going to be coming out soon. There's like so much, man, and that's just like, it's amazing, and I really can't wait. And what we're seeing, and even like the de-aged Mark Hamill too, like, um was a way better, than what we received in the last time we saw him in the season 2 of the Mandalorian.
yeah, that was probably the most impressive CGI I've seen in a while. Of course, when Luke started talking and you see the mouth, it's just like, okay, when he's doing nothing, like it's really subtle CGI, that looks insanely good. And then when he starts talking, and just like, and it fell apart. So
Yeah, in some parts, yeah, when it was like face to face, I'm glad they found ways to maneuver that, like with certain, like in the beginning, you don't really see his face like talking,
mhm.
shooting him from behind. And and it's amazing of how much like these visual effects are really, like, the CGI is coming into play. Like, you're literally like aging someone like a whole 20-30 years, and able to see like that. That's just so mind-blowing, man. Just imagine what it's going to be like in the next 5-10 years, like, bring in, even those those actors who passed on, that
Mhm.
just imagine like seeing them on screen, that you're able to like embody them again. Like just this, that's just a crazy thing and a crazy way that we're going into, and in in these series and movies. I mean, especially a TV series too. Like, just the amount of production that goes into this. Like, it's just it's amazing. It really is.
Yeah, technology's improving. Like compared to like 20 years ago when we had like the Scorpion King, and that shit did not age well, like at all.
No, it did not.
And then there's this where you're like, holy shit, we are looking at Mark in his prime right now.
Yeah, and that's a huge amazing feat from all those visual effects artists. Like they, I mean, when we were at Cap, we were able to see like, you know, bits and pieces of the the other program that does the, animation and visual effects. Like, that's it's amazing the amount of work that, they put into to putting something for us to really watch on screen.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
man, there was there were some good things in this, man. There were some good things. What are yeah, what are some things that your pros and cons of this episode?
I'll go with the cons first. You know, get the nasty part of the way. There isn't many. The only thing I will say is, again, unfortunately, I did sign up for the Book of Boba Fett, and while I'm happy to see more Mandalorian stuff and see like Grogu and Luke and all that all that good stuff, I can't help but be just a little bit of miffed that I'm like, you're doing the OG Mandalorian a disservice right here, because without Boba there is no Mando. So I do think it's not a good Boba Fett episode, because at the end of the day, it's not a Boba Fett episode. It is a Mandalorian episode. So
Mm-hmm.
overall, despite that, I still very much enjoyed this. One of the obvious highlights for me is Cad Bane. Like he's just a fucking G. So yeah, and another one, we got to see the clones in action, and then unfortunately, we see them in one of the scarier moments in their history where they just mowed down a bunch of Jedi's.
That's right. Yeah. Holy shit, there was so much going on that. Yeah. I had a flashback scene of the Jedi Temple, Order 66.
Yeah, we saw the clone troopers, and you know, they're we
501st.
see just how lethal these guys are for taking down three Jedi's.
Mm-hmm. Oh my. Oh my. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The deputy was hilarious. I had a feeling like when he started talking shit to Mando, he's like, "You're not supposed to park there," and like, you know, he can gun you down in a second, right? So, well, guess what? You know, he crossed the line with someone who's a lot less patient than Din. So,
Yeah, he got messed up. Holy. Yeah. Yeah, no, man. You're right. That was the big thing too, is with a series called Boba Fett, and the latter half of his series, we don't get to see much of him. Like, I mean, hey,
mhm.
we were able to see him on like at the ending of this episode, but
He got a cameo in his own show.
he
Like,
he
I haven't heard that since like Godzilla, like 2014's Godzilla.
Oh man. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Both we got snubbed of both Godzilla and Bryan Cranston in that one.
Poor Brian. Oh my god. You know what? Maybe the whole thing's just a joke anyway. Boba Fett got Boba Fetted out of the writing.
Oh man. Oh, he's yeah, the maybe in like the midst of them, yeah, writing that, they were just like, they got too advanced into their their next set of series. They're just like, oh, let's put this out, and then, not realizing, I don't know, I mean, it's good to see all these characters back, And
Hmm.
I truly believe like not only was it like some fan service, because I mean lately it just feels like it's not a Star Wars series or movie without any type of Skywalker coming in.
Yeah.
um, but it's yeah, I just feel like it was kind of it was a really well done episode. Kind of just made me feel like it was kind of like a showing for the next things to be coming in the future. That's kind of what it
Yeah.
felt like.
Yeah. I really do hope they're going to do a season two because right now there's a lot of build up, and it would be a shame if they didn't like capitalize on at least another season just to put everything in a nice bow tie. Because right now it does feel like once again we're just on the first act of Boba trying to be a crime lord in Tatooine, and if they just ended here, just like, well, we didn't see much of that, and that's too bad. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean just totally you know, do some Godfather stuff like yeah.
or unless they're going to go for a Scarface ending,
Ooh.
like,
You think they're gonna off him off?
but I don't know. It could go either way. Like, I can already see like Boba Fett's gonna be like, "Say hello to my little friend," and he hops on the Rancor.
Oh man, tells everyone leaves Jabba's place, or in his place now, and then the whole thing just explodes. Oh man.
And he's just gonna sniff up some spice.
Oh, that's what he has in there. Oh. Man, yeah, what got me really hyped is I really I told you I'm watching the Clone Wars series again, right?
Yeah,
Um, so I was at this episode where we see a younger Boba Fett, and he like infiltrates the
the clones.
yeah, and he's on one of their starships with Mace Windu in it, and he's trying to like blow him up,
Yeah,
and it was like it just made me think. I was like, man, like we need to like they have to. I mean, I hope it sets up something like this. I mean, it would be, I don't know, like that's something that would be really interesting to get into. But um yeah, I mean, hopefully there's a season two. I'm really looking forward to the last episode of season one, and to really see where all this leads to. And man, it just happens so fast. I can't believe we're almost done with this. Like, it freaking started towards the end of December, and just how fast freaking time flies, man.
alternatively, this could be setting up Mando, and that's Mando season 3, and that is why there's so much focus on Mando, because at the end of the day, this probably was a prologue to begin with.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's for sure. It definitely does feel like it. Definitely does feel like it. And no worries, I'll keep talking. Another crazy thing too is that we were able to see R2D2 was in this episode. So like so much into this was so bringing back so many different characters. And it was really cool too, because when they de-aged Mark Hamill, I did see that. So there was like a deep fake that happened. Luke Skywalker showed up in season 2 of The Mandalorian. This person did like a deep fake on YouTube, and they actually hired that person for this episode, which I thought was really cool, because that's why I felt like it definitely looked like a lot of a younger Mark Hamill, which was really amazing. But amazing things. Really looking forward to what's to come in this series. And yeah, just really happy that with what we're living in right now, of receiving content like this in Star Wars, which is a lot of, it just feels like honestly a dream come true. And yeah, just really can't wait to see where more of this leads to. Where more of this leads to. A lot of fun stuff to be looking forward to.
Right. Okay. So, changing gears here. What did you think Grogu choose?
I believe he's gonna go back with Din, and he's gonna go back with the Mandalorian with Mando. He's you know, a lot of what Luke said in here of like speculating if Grogu's heart is really in to becoming a Jedi, which is another crazy thing too. Is we got to see like the intro of Luke's Jedi school before Kylo goes and wrecks it up. Yeah, I feel that we're gonna see Grogu, and I feel like he's definitely gonna be taking a lot of the tools and teachings that he received from Luke, moving forward. And he is force sensitive, so I mean, like he has that ability. But yeah, I just feel like his connection, and it's an interesting thing too with the Jedi, cutting off any type of love and feeling for someone that they have. Like what Mando said in the previous episode, that their code is a lot different. Unlike the Mandalorians,
Mm-hmm.
where they're about loyalty, where they're about bond. Like they're there for showing that love and compassion in their way, and how polar opposite it is from the Jedi. I've always found that really
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, we see two extremes here where, yeah, the Jedi's try not to form a connection with anyone because it would lead to you being the dark side. And then there's Mandalorians where, they see each other's kin and they probably would die for each other despite their differences.
Hmm. No, so it's interesting how that plays out too. And in where we last, after Return of the Jedi, and where Luke eventually leads to, like, it's interesting that he brings those teachings back in, because I mean, unlike you know someone like Ahsoka, who does seem like she's more on the path of like a gray Jedi,
Mm-hmm.
from my understanding. Where you look at both sides, and it just it brings me interest that if maybe that's something that Ahsoka would ever bring up to Luke, on that of their the last few Jedi's left, like maybe if they would change things. And it leaves me some to the curiosity of what eventually happens. Like, another part of me too felt, it's like having Grogu choose between, you know, um, his new Mandalorian armor and a freaking Yoda's lightsaber. Like, oh my! I thought that thing was lost in episode 3, man. But it was an interesting way to leave him off, because I mean, ideally, like, would I guess he can't have the best of both worlds, which I guess is like a flaw of when you do take the Jedi code. But I don't know, you would think that maybe you know they could change things in a way, but I guess not.
Yeah, I'll give my thought on Grogu's choice later. I'm going to talk a little about the lore, or at least the extended universe, and there actually was a Mandalorian and a Jedi at one point, and that was the original owner of the dark saber before this warrior did turn on the Jedi eventually.
Oh.
So maybe Luke found some texts where he knows the dangers of having a Mandalorian Jedi, and maybe that's why he feels compelled to actually ask Grogu, like, all right, look it, you're going to be a very powerful person, and you only belong in one world. You cannot be one in both.
Mm.
And so, like, but we're not exactly sure because some of the extended lore was scrapped by Disney's infinite wisdom. So
True. Wow. Yeah. No, that'd be. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I mean, would because Din currently has the dark saber. Like, do you think Grogu would ever wield that?
well, that would mean Grogu will have to kill Din for it.
Right. Right. Shit.
My prediction. I'm thinking as a writer, maybe a producer. We've already seen Grogu interact as a Mandalorian to an extent, to a certain degree. So, because the writers and producers probably want to keep things fresh for the future, I have a feeling Grogu is going to choose the path of the Jedi for now, but eventually Grogu will come back to Din.
Hmm. I can definitely see that too. I can see that. Okay. Dang. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Let us know your thoughts and comments. Down below, and let us know like what what you see little Grogu going on in his path and his journey of Mandalorian or Jedi Knight.
Final thoughts before we give our rating?
Final thoughts. It was a very well done episode. Very well done.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Funny enough, I mean, when we first was reviewing this series, we were like, "Oh my goodness, Boba's talking way too much." Now he's talking hardly at all.
Because he's not even in there, so
Yeah.
he's been hijacked by Mando.
Give us a happy medium. Give us a happy medium.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, just again, I really hope there's gonna be a season two. Last thought here, before I give my final thoughts. The the training with Grogu and Luke is adorable. We get to see Grogu interact with two father figures between Luke and Din. So what Grogu chooses, I have a feeling we're probably not going to know until the end of next episode or the beginning of season 3.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't, I don't see Grogu showing up in this next episode. So, I mean, if it does, awesome. But yeah, yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see, and I know it's gonna be really cool the next time we see him on which path he chooses. Because I mean, either way, you know, it, either way, the path is gonna be whatever one he chooses is, you know, we're gonna get to see him do something really badass. I feel.
Final thoughts on the episode. For the most part, I loved it. I am excited for the next one. There's a lot of build up to this fight with the Pikes, so I just hope that it at least ends in a satisfying way.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this oh, one thing we forgot to mention was we did see some pikes in action blowing up the freaking cantina,
That's right.
doing some
Yeah,
freaking untouchables freaking homage there.
the really hot Twi'leks that I'm pretty sure everyone is thirsting over. They're probably dead. So
Yeah. Oh man, even the band there um because wasn't one of them like the OG band members um in
I
Cantina.
think so. What they were missing was our boy Akbar being there and yelling out, "It's a trap!"
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, but I mean, like, so I feel like that was a crazy setup on of what these the Pike Syndicate are going to be definitely planning on for this next episode, and the fact they have Cad Bane now too. Like, I don't know, man. These guys seem pretty ruthless. So we're gonna definitely see a lot of action in this last season finale episode.
Yeah, I have a feeling that might be the last straw for Boba, where we get to see the Boba Fett that we know, where he's just like, where he's a ruthless bastard. So I can already see his arc happening next episode, where he's like, I tried to rule with respect. I tried to show people that I'm someone different, and I try to get out. They pull me right back in.
Ah. Oh, can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it. Um, so for it doesn't make the cut, we found our rating system and we changed it. We tweaked it. And I really enjoy this new rating system that we got up here. Um, should I go through it?
Oh, I have it in front of me.
All right, cool. Um, so we have um should we go through like the whole thing or just pick the one?
We'll just pick the one. We'll leave some mystery with the viewers on, like, okay, so what does that mean? So
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, you can start us off, you man.
okay, so chapter 6, the stranger in the desert. Does it make the cut? And I'm going to say absolutely. This episode does make the cut. And the way I see it,
I'm in full agreement. Is this episode definitely, yeah, it makes the cut from start to finish. We were able to see some really deep developments. We did have our little um things that were a bit of a con for us, but overall, like we're seeing where this is going, and that um the storyline, the I mean the freaking CGI itself, the amount that's really going into this, like this, for looking at this as a TV series, like it's just amazing what they're doing um
mhm,
with this Star Wars, like all the stuff that they're bringing out in Star Wars, and it makes you more excited about what's going to be happening next. So yeah, this episode, chapter 6, from the desert comes a stranger, it makes the cut.
absolutely. So it deserves the rating. I'm genuinely excited to see more. As of right now, Sunday, February the 6th, 2022. I'm excited. It's gonna be bittersweet to see the last episode, and we have to wait till I'm gonna guesstimate October for Mando season 3.
Yeah, that's usually when his seasons have been coming out lately.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah. If you listened this far, thank you. Like, comment, subscribe. If you think we are worthy enough, share it to your Discord or what have you. So, yeah, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for stopping by to Doesn't Make the Cut. I'm Nick.
And this is Mike signing off.